I made a decision a few years ago to remove the Office of Procurement, which was a part of another office, and to make it an independent office. And I wanted someone who was intelligent, someone who had the ability to make change, to be creative, and to move all those numbers that you just heard about. And Cherie has done a wonderful job on her staff to make that possible. But a couple of things that she mentioned that I want to reemphasize here. I recall the conversation some years ago with one of our small business minority companies in the county. And he complained to me about his failure to achieve a contract in the county over a number of years. And he was very disappointed. He was somewhat decided that he was going to give up on the county. So I asked him, I said, did you ever go in to simply talk at that point in time with the Office of General Service and look at some of the things that maybe you could have improved on, look at how the winning awardee obtained their contract, and what were some of the differences? He said, no, I've never done that. I said, have you ever gone to any of the workshops or talked to any of the people in the county about how you can make certain improvements? He said, I've never done it. I said, why don't you do that? Why don't you not give up? Why don't you take the opportunity to see whether or not there are some things which you can improve, to talk to some of the people engaged, and if it's possible, it may be possible for you to improve your standing as it relates to the contracting opportunities. And he threw up his hand and said, oh, none of that's going to work. People are not interested in someone like me. That's not possible. I'm just not sure about this. So I urged him, continued to urge him to do so. And finally he did. Well, the next year, he was successful. And he was awarded a very, very large contract in the county. That was the persistence. But I know that people out there sitting in this audience, as Cherie just stated, that you've tried, some of you have failed, but I suggest that you continue. This is a competitive process. We are delighted to provide increased opportunities and to make it a game or a system for which people are treated fairly and equally as it relates to those chances. But it is a competition, and you need to ensure that you are better positioned for that competition. So what is this competition here? Montgomery County is a county that has a budget of $5.5 billion. Repeat that, $5.5 billion. That's larger than several states. We procure, we purchase, and we obtain a great deal in terms of our offices across the board. We have had an opportunity to build, to expand in this county. Even during the midst of the recession, we continue to increase opportunities. One of the decisions I made during the midst of the recession, which is somewhat counterintuitive for most leaders around the area, I decided that as opposed to retrenching, that our county will go out and actually build, to expand. Now, why would I do that in the midst of the recession? When I looked at what was happening in the recession, for example, I realized that, for example, in the areas of construction, the contracting costs had gone down. Our ability to borrow money to sustain our building projects and so forth had gone up. And so we had an opportunity in this recession when people were retrenching and the county had money, AAA bond rating, that we could borrow money and that we could build cheaply. As a result of that, even outside of the school system itself, we've built now nearly 60 major projects in the county. And the impact of that in terms of procurement opportunity, the number of employees, the number of opportunities, from everything from building maintenance to helping in all areas of the construction process has been a real boom for many. And so this county has the ability to help, but you need to be in the game and you need to be involved, and I urge you to do so. You heard the numbers that Cherie talked about in terms of how we made this improvement. You heard it in terms of our reserve programs, small businesses. But again, we need your active engagement in this process. There'll be an awful lot here today for people to talk about, to give you ideas, suggestions, to engage, and to see what we can do better. If there are some things which we are missing, things that you think that we need to do, let us know, because we need to respond to that. But here's the thing that I still continue to wrestle with, and this is a challenge for us. And the challenge is that we've changed an awful lot in terms of our rules, our regulations. We changed a great deal in terms of the personnel and the leadership engaged. But one of the things that we continue to wrestle with is a change of the culture. What I mean by that is that Cherie could tell you that in many places, even in our own departments, we found that people found it very convenient to continue to work with people that they were familiar with, people that they've worked with over the years, and they felt very comfortable with. It wasn't any kind of quid pro quo system of someone doing something wrong. But if you had relationship with people, you looked at it and you evaluated it properly, you understood it very well, and they produced very well for us. Then as a result of that, it was a cultural change that I saw that needed to be changed. And when she mentioned the number of businesses that are new to the procurement process in Montgomery County that have been awarded contract, that is significant because it suggests to me that we're beginning to not only change the rules or regulation, but we're beginning to change the culture, to look at all of the contracts in Montgomery County differently, to make sure that we go the extra mile to ensure that we're treating everyone fairly and respectfully. That's a significant change for us. And so when you level that on top of the mass amount that we purchase and the supplies and the goods and the contracting opportunities, there's great opportunity here in Montgomery County for you. And the reason why we're having this forum is that I like the improvements that Cherie has talked about, but 23 and 25% is not where we want to go. We want to go higher, but we can get there if you work with us, give us the opportunity, allow us to try to assist you, because I am confident that we together can do great things for Montgomery County. That's what this forum is about. We are committed to it. I ask you to engage with us, to learn as much as you possibly can, so that the next time I see you, we'll talk about successes, because at the end of the day, if those numbers have not changed, if we've not improved on them, then we've not made the progress that I want to see. And I want to see progress. I want to see those numbers continue to go up. So congratulations for being here this morning. Let's work together, and let's make certain that we can make sure that we respond to your needs. Thank you very much.